What's going on, crypto fam? Today is Saturday, April 23rd. We are coming to the end of the week tomorrow. I am not going to be around tomorrow, so I just want to give you a quick update. Just give you an idea of what I'm seeing with the market, my opinion. You may have yours. Yours may be different than mine. But we're going to go over, using the Ichimoku system, what I'm seeing. And I'm not going to go over too many altcoins because whatever happens with Bitcoin right now is probably going to happen to the rest of the market. So I don't see there being any reason to really go over all these coins because whatever happens with Bitcoin is probably going to happen with everything else. So if Bitcoin drops, I could pretty much tell you everything's going to drop with it. So, but I am going to go over some of the coins we talked about early in the week, right? Which is OGN, AVAX, Algo, AVAX, Band, Civic, DOT, ICP, LTC, Matic, Ren, Sol, and Storage, because we were getting an aggressive signal on it early in the week. And I said, if you're an aggressive trader, this is where you would take it. If you're a conservative trader, I will wait for more confirmation. And if you were an aggressive trader, out of those 12 coins, 3 or 4 of them probably hit your first take profit and then would have stopped you out on the rest of your trade. And if you're a conservative trader, you would have stayed out of it and you wouldn't have lost anything, right? Because a lot of them are down. Some of them are saying that we should have got rid of them. Some of them are saying, it's still okay to be holding them. So we'll look at that. If you find this content helpful, I ask that you please subscribe, like, share, help us get the word out. All right, so let's get right into the charts. All right, here we are on the weekly time frame of Bitcoin. As you can see, we've been holding the cloud the last since January, right? We've just been trading back and forth in this cloud. It was looking real good here that we were going to break above it, got rejected, came back down. Now we look like we're about to break down below the cloud, which is long-term support. We came across, we wicked all the way up, couldn't even hold the short-term moving average, and wicked all the way back down, and we are under the cloud right now. So that's not looking good. We want to get back in this cloud before the end of the trading period, which is tomorrow. But this is a bad looking candle. We're below the medium term moving average, we're below the short term moving average, and we're below the long term moving average. But everything is sideways, right? You could see the Tenkan-sen's flat, the Kijun-sen's flat, the long-term span is flat, so that just tells me we're kind of ranging, but we are on the lower side of all of them, right? The short term would be between 48,100 and 34,490, right? And we are in the lower half of that. So that tells me in the short term, bears are still in control. Medium term, bears are still in control. Long term, bears are still in control on the weekly chart. So not liking where we're sitting. We actually got on my system last week, a short signal on Bitcoin. I wouldn't take this short signal because we're sitting right on support. So I'd always wait for support to break. And then if I still have the signal down here, I would take it short. Let's look at the 3-day. 3 days below the cloud as well. And it's not looking good, right? We want to hold this, right? We want to hold this area right here, and we're closing below it. But we are still in this channel right here, right? We're right at the bottom of the channel. We tapped it here, bounced off it, tapped it here, bounced off of it. So there's a possibility we bounce off this again. but I don't have too much confidence in it right now, to be honest with you. Now, if you're a range trader, and that's where you'd buy. Every time we hit the bottom is where you'd buy. Let's look at the, and then we have this, the span B, which is the long term, is starting to trend downwards. The short term and medium term are both sideways on the 3-day, and we're under both of them, which tells me the bears are even in control on all time frames. Not time frames, but on all short term, medium term, and long term on the 3-day chart. Let's look at the daily. Daily broke back below the cloud. Again, we're sitting right at the support, and on this chart, as long as we hold that, right, which is at 39,535, right? I don't want to see us break below that. If we get a daily close below that, things are going to get ugly, because the next support we have is down here at about 37,800, and then 37,000, right? 36,900, 37,000-ish, somewhere around there. Break that, I'd be looking for a move all the way back down to 35. And if we break that, things are going to get really ugly, because then I'd be looking for 30,000, maybe even 28,000. So that is where I stand right now. Now I want to bring your attention to the BBWP, and I want to give a shout out to Crown's Crypto Cave for bringing this up to the community. But if you look at the 5-day chart, which we still got 2 days left, the BBWP is all the way down at these lows down here, right? Anytime you get a read in the teens, you get a huge move. So if you look at the last few times we've had a really low read on BBWP, which was here, right? This is where we got the flip, and we dropped quite significantly, right? That was a 38% drop. Now the BBWP is direction neutral, right? We don't know. We just know that volatility is at a very low point, and once you get low volatility, you get volatility expansion, right? We don't know what direction it's going to expand. We just know that a big move is coming. So here we got the flip right here, and then we saw a big move to the upside, which right here was 21%. Then we got it again here, and we got to move another 23% average. Right, then we got it here, the flip right here, and we got a big move down, 31%. So we are about to get a big move. It can't stay down here forever. Once this thing flips, we're going to see a move, whether that's going to be to the downside or the upside, I don't know. But if we go back to the upside, I would expect to move back up to the 48,800 area. We get a move to the downside, I'd be expecting a move back down to probably about $30,000. So that is one of my biggest concerns right now, because if you look at the S&P, as much as you don't maybe not want to admit this, we are very correlated with the S&P, and the S&P is looking horrible right now. So there's a very good chance we follow the S&P on Monday. If the S&P continues down, we get that move to the downside. So just keeping an eye on it. But like I said, if we get a daily close below below this area right here at 30, say it again, 39,535. That is the number I'm looking at. We get a close below that on the daily, I'd be looking for a move to the downside. All right, let's look at some of the other coins we mentioned last week. So we mentioned OGN. OGN is still looking good. All right, we came up, we came back down, tested the cloud, and now we're bouncing. We got a nice, we're up 10% today. I think it was up as high as 13% today. It did, and I did mention in my video, I said, we just came into the cloud. There's a possibility we come back down, test the bottom of the cloud, and then bounce from there. And that's exactly what we did. We put our stop loss at 55 cents. We came all the way back down to almost hit it. It was 55.9 cents. And we put our stop loss at 50. What did I put my stop loss at? I believe it was at 55 flat. So almost got wicked out on this. But we're still in the trade. It's looking good. Daily still looks like it's about to give us a continuation signal. Really all we need is the flip of this, which would have, as long as we close above 64,227, we'll get a continuation signal on OGN. And we just got the Tenkan-Kijun cross on it. Now this could change. Bitcoin, if Bitcoin decides to dump, man, this thing's probably going to dump with it. So we got to keep an eye on it. Let's look at some of the other coins we mentioned this week in our other video. Now, if you remember in our video, we said none of these coins were giving us long signals on our normal settings, right? But if we moved it to our more aggressive settings, we were getting signals, right? So now we got a signal on this, and they do tend to work out a lot of times. So, but anytime we're coming down, I always look for a move just back up to the Kijun and then back down. So on this, because we're above the cloud, price above the cloud, I look for a move back to the cloud and then further back to the upside. So this would have been our exit signal. Now, did we hit out take profit on this? Let's look. So as you got into this, our first take profit would have been at 199, right? We would have got in at 182, and our first take profit was at 199.26. The very next candle, we hit 198.80, and then we reversed from there. So we missed it by 46 cents, right? That would have been a nice $17 gain on this, but we missed it by 46 cents. It's since reversed. I probably would have been out on this candle right here. Or I would have kept it in, as long as we're above this lower high, right? So we got our low, higher low. So as long as we stay above 167, close, 166.83, I probably would have stayed in this trade. But right now it's not looking good because we did close back below the Tenkan, which is the short term. We are below the medium term. But as far as everything, as Ichimoku was saying, we're still in just a ranging market here on an AV. Right, we're on the lower end of it, but we are still in a range. Right, everything's flat. The spans are flat. The Kijun's flat, the Tenkan-sen's flat, so it's saying we're in a ranging market. The Chico span's still within price, so I could see us just kind of ranging in this area for a while. Now, if we break below 166, I'd definitely be out of this. right? Our stop loss was down at 158, but if we broke 166, I'd be out. Algo was trading below the cloud, so the most I was expecting from this was a move back up to the Kijun-sen, which would have been at 83 cents. So once we got rejected from here and closed back below the Tenkan-sen, I would have got rid of this trade as well. I wouldn't have waited for it to come all the way back down to 68 cents. AVAX is below the cloud as well. We are in the same position as Bitcoin. It's right on this trend line, and it looks like it's about to break below it. But same thing, I would have took it here. Once we closed back below this short term, this higher low, I would have been out. So AVAX I would have closed out already. That would have been a losing trade. This one went up about 5% the next day and then reversed. Never made it all the way back up to the span, which is what I would have expected, or even back to the Kijun-sen. Never happened. Reversed, came back down. I'd probably be out of band as well. CVC hit our first take profit, and we are where I'd expect us to go to, which is at the Kijun-sen. So what would have happened had you taken the CVC trade, you would have took 50% profit right here at 32 cents. If we continue on from here, which we are getting a full signal here, this thing could continue. So our second take profit is at 35 cents. Our third take profit is at 37.9, which is at the top of the range, right? So we could be coming back to test the top of this range. But right now, we would have took out 50% profit. Our stop loss would be at break even, just in case this thing wants to reverse from here, right? Bounce right off of here and come back down. We already made our profits on the 50%, and we'd get stopped out at break even on the rest of it. So this would have been a win trade so far. We got the signal here, aggressive signal. I probably would have got out right here, right? You could have stayed in until we broke this, but me, the way I trade, I would have probably got out here. But if you're still in it, it's still okay. It's still in the cloud. It's still holding the higher low right here. And volatility is about to expand on this, so maybe it'll expand to the upside. We still haven't got the cross on it. ICP. ICP is another one. Because we're below the cloud, I would have just expected to move up here and then back down, right? We didn't get much continuation here. Kind of just dropped right off. So I would have got out of my position on ICP as well. This is the problem with trying to get in early, guys, right? The earlier you try to get in and the more aggressive you are on your signals, the more likely they are to fail. And I mentioned that in my last video. So here we got the signal on the 19th. And I believe I said Litecoin I didn't really care for because we were sitting right up against the bottom of this cloud. So I thought this was less likely to work out in our favor, even though it was giving us a signal on this system. Since then we got rejected. We're below the Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen. I would have exited this trade. Matic, same thing. Got the signal here. Probably would have got out here, and then the next day it moved right back to the Keatonson where I would have expected it over here, but we never got continuation here. Kind of went back and killed over. So had you stayed in, you would have got your first take profit on this. Actually, you probably would have missed it. Let's see. Our first take profit would have been at 150, 150.83, and we went as high as 150.53. We would have missed it by 0.3 of a penny on our take profit, and that would have been a 6% move. But right now, I'd be out of it. Right, waiting for a better signal. Right, we are still holding this range down here, so you can hold it. Once we break through here, I definitely get rid of it. Right, I keep my losers as low as possible. I barely ever wait. You know, when I take a trade, my stop loss all the way down here, I barely ever wait for it to hit my stop loss, right? I always keep a wide enough stop loss to support the volatility, but I don't want to wait until it hits my stop loss. This is just to keep me in the trade if it's going my way. Once it starts going against me, I usually get out of it way before it hits my stop loss. So here, we would have hit our first take profit. We would have went to break even on the rest of it, and we would have got stopped out on the rest of the trade. So we would have won on the first half of our trade, break even on the rest of our trade, and now I expect more downside or ranging. Right? We could just continue ranging on this because everything is still flat. Keatonson's flat, Tankinson's flat. Both spans are flat, and Chico span looks like it's yeah, Chico span's still in price. So we're still in a ranging market with this. We could just go back and forth here until I see more confirmation. I'm not bothering. I didn't take any of these trades, guys, because like I said, I was going off the more conservative signals right in here. I didn't like the way Bitcoin was looking. So I said, you know what? I'm going to wait for a better signal. But I know some of you guys always want to be in the market, and you're a little bit more aggressive than me, so this would have been the area to get in. This one we didn't take profit. I probably would have got out here. No, actually, because we were above the cloud, I probably would have waited till we broke below here, which we did. So I probably would have got stopped out on this. Storage, we hit first take profit had you taken it. So we took the signal here. First take profit would have been here. You would have hit your first take profit the very next candle, and then you would have moved break even, stop loss to break even, which was here, and you would have got stopped out the rest of the trade. And that's all I have for you. I'm not going to go through any other coins today. There's nothing really doing. CRV is the only other coin that was giving me a signal today. Let's look where that CRV is. CRV's here. So, got the signal yesterday on yesterday's close. Had you taken it, your first take profit would have been hit. I don't like that we're right at the top of the cloud right now. I think it would be better to wait for it to break the cloud and then come back down and retest it and then buy it here. Right? So get a move. Maybe it'll break tonight. It'll come up and then put a buy signal somewhere around 280. So wait for it to come up, come back down, test the breakout area, buy it here, and look for it to move back up. So that is, I'm going to keep an eye on CRV for the next couple days. But other than that, that's all I have for you today, guys. Like I said, I won't be around tomorrow, so be careful out there with Bitcoin, and good luck with everything. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.